Hello everyone. I've decided to do. Am I recording? Yes. I've been recording for 9 minutes and all of a sudden I was like The sound is pretty clear. There is a little white noise in the background. Oops. But it's not obtrusive. And anyway, the movie was made in 1930. Give it a break. Speaking of breaking things, let's just put it on the pants next time. The sultry chanteuse. We're going to revisit Jane Austen's Persuasion today, probably for the last time until they do an adaptation that's worth watching. Just like Jane Eyre purists tend to swear by the adaptations. Stop trying to go off script. You're not ready for that right now. The only omission that seemed somebody, I forget who, someone does say like, how do you know that? How do you remember that? And she's just like, I thought this was a very good film. It's well made. Lionel Newman Roman. Richard Widmark stars as Comanche Todd, who's being dragged into town to be executed so that we can feel like participants in the story. This is not well written. I just made a thumbnail where I recreate the poster art for this movie. It conquered the world. I'm just over here like... Okay, gotta get the lines out. More depth and personality than I expected, and that elevated for me. If you like movies like this, then I think you would say, yeah, it's a great movie, or it's a good movie. If you have no interest in this kind of thing, well, I don't even know why you're watching the review. This is a green cup. As Jedediah Leland. And probably, maybe, if I'd watched this when I was younger, I'd have been like, ew, no. It's really hard to predict that. I have... Ask my mom, I have weird taste in... let's not go there. Mrs. Weston asks, unfair to whom? And Emma's like, to Henry. I don't know why I made her voice deeper, like... Never mind. And since when was Alan Grant's hat something that he was so attached to he'd risk his life to grab it back? That's... This was directed by I almost said Jeffrey Epstein. Well, no, it wasn't. That would have been... We're not touching that. Nope. Little did I know the turn things take in the second half. That's a weird accent just came out of me. 18 minutes. 18 minutes for me to film that. That should have taken... Okay. But the film loses its edge after that. But the film quickly loses its edge after that. Oh my goodness. But it loses the wittiness of the dialogue. All of the oh my goodness. Wow. What the heck was that? I found this to be an engaging thriller and I really liked it. My parents fell asleep, but that's I find that St. John's admission of his attraction. There's a scene where Jane asks Mrs. Rochester. There's a scene where knowing of Jane's hunger to escape the confines of the institute. Thanks for watching. Bye! What was that? Another Godzilla movie. What was it? Godzilla? And it was nice to see him as well, relishing his suave But I'm sure there are people who got 2 minutes into the video and wrote a comment saying all this instead of watching the whole thing to find out if I brought it up myself. William Bishop co-stars as the main doctor, and Charles Corvin. William Bishop co-stars as the main doctor, and Charles Corvin. Oh my goodness, that name, Charles Corvin. William Bishop co-stars as the main doctor, and Charles. Oh my goodness. William Bishop co-stars as the main doctor, and Charles Corvin. Charles Corvin. Terrible name. Sorry. If anybody's watching and their name is Charles Corvin, oh man. Okay. William Bishop co-stars as the main doctor, and Charles Corvin. How hard is it? William Bishop co-stars as the main doctor, and Charles Corvin plays a nasty, greedy eel of a man. And now I messed that part up. Movie number 4 came out earlier this year, Both are effective, low-budget horror thrillers. With a female there was a moment when my mom and I looked at each other and I said, "That's Vertigo right there," and she said, "Yeah, and I think a little Psycho." Again, that's not a criticism. It's cool to see, oh, so there's kind of where that, yeah, whatever. If I didn't feel it was necessary to prove... Oh, typo, hello, provide, wow. Let's back up a bit, back up. But, you know, we're living in the 20th century here, so the costume budget be expanded so that Laura's wardrobe would... What? Despite my lukewarm reaction to the Prometheus... Wow, okay. Let me know your thoughts on any of these titles, or if you like, you can share what you saw last month in the comments below. I look forward to reading what you have to say, reading your thoughts. And thanks for watching. Bye! Yeah, that bye was terrible. Am I on?